If you want to come and see me live, be part of this. But without further ado, let's get into some news. This is from Glenn Greenwald, who you may remember broke the Edward Snowden story and therefore should be condemned to some kind of gulag as a right-wing fascist. Self-anointed fact-checkers in the US corporate press have spent 2 weeks mocking as disinformation and a false conspiracy theory the claim that Ukraine has biological weapons labs either alone or with US support. They never presented any evidence for their ruling. Me, you know, I've seen those stories and I've seen your comments below. Russell, talk about the biolabs. And I'm like, steady you lot, steady. You'll get us into trouble, biolabs. That's the last thing we need. We're just getting over the last wave of censorship. You know, now we're moving into a new wave. Well, now there is some evidence from high-ranking officials. A senior diplomat has said there are research facilities that are biological. Once again, we're into that land of semantics we find ourselves in. Gain of function? What do you mean gain of function? Oh yeah, no, they gain some functions. Now we're like, you know, now we're into this again with this stuff. Let's get into it. Unfortunately for this propaganda racket masquerading as neutral and high-minded fact-checking, the neocon official long in charge of US policy in Ukraine testified on Monday before the Senate Foreign Relations Committee and strongly suggested that such claims are at least in part true. This complex situation in Ukraine. Here's what's not complex. Putin's illegal invasion is horrific. Ukrainian people are worthy of support. Any support that could be offered that doesn't escalate the situation and make it worse, I suppose. Would you agree with that? Comments below. But this is merely an acknowledgement that something with this amount of historical depth, with this number of interests at play, has layers of complexity that are worthy of unpacking. And remember, explaining is not condoning. By explaining something, you're not condoning it. You're trying to... Yesterday afternoon, Under-Secretary of State Victoria Nuland appeared before the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Senator Marco Rubio, hoping to debunk growing claims that there are chemical weapons labs in Ukraine, asked Nuland, does Ukraine have chemical or biological weapons? Rubio undoubtedly expected a flat denial by Nuland, thus providing further proof that such speculation is dastardly fake news emanating from the Kremlin, the CCP and QAnon. Instead, Nuland did something completely uncharacteristic for her. For neocons, and for senior US foreign policy officials, for some reason, she told a version of the truth. Her answer visibly stunned Rubio, who as soon as he realised the damage she was doing to the US messaging campaign by telling the truth, interrupted her and demanded that she instead affirm that if a biological attack were to occur, everyone should be 100% sure that it was Russia who did it. Grateful for the life raft, Nuland told Rubio he was right. Now we can have a look at that with our own little eyes and with our own little minds. Assess who are you going to believe, the government or your own lying eyes, the mainstream media or your own ability to look at stuff and decide for yourself. Got to be the government and media, hasn't it? I mean, they never let us down before.
I only have a minute left. Let me ask you, does Ukraine have chemical or biological weapons?
And this is where you say no, and we can carry on with our presumed narrative.
Ukraine has biological research facilities.
Oh, no, that's not good.
Which, in fact, we are now quite concerned Russian forces may be seeking to gain control of.
What? No! Abort!
So we are working with the Ukrainians.
Pretty sure it's not Ukrainians.
The Ukrainians.
If you are an Undersecretary for State Affairs, do learn the name of Ukrainians.
On how they can prevent any of those research materials from falling into the hands of Russian forces should they approach.
So, you know, Russia presumably have got their own scientists, their own laboratories, their own narrative, their own agenda, their own perspective on this situation. Clearly all this is true. So whatever it is that's in that biological research facility, it warrants some concern. They ain't just in there knocking up nail varnish and conditioner. This conditioner, though, actually you don't even have to wash it out. Shampoo, take 2 bottles in the shower. You off your fucking nut? Take 1 bottle in there. Don't let Putin get his hands on that. We want him in the shower for as long as possible. Oh, no, I must apply the conditioner. This will take ages. How on earth will I annex Georgia?
I'm sure you're aware that the Russian propaganda The groups are already putting out there all kinds of information about how they've uncovered a plot by the Ukrainians to release biological weapons in the country and with NATO's coordination.
That's like if something's gone wrong at a dinner party. What do you